Recording.
Close to my
Everybody, this is the Friday 11 o'clock intermediate/advanced class, and we are working in book 134, and we are doing the song The Time of My Life. Now, there's a little story that goes behind this. Um, this is the very first song that my now ex-husband and I decided we broke away from our six-piece band and we went down to a two-piece band. And so we had the equipment. So we thought, all right, we can sequence our own music. And it had an 8-track, the keyboard, one of the keyboards I had an 8-track mixer on it. So we could actually write the music of all the instrumental pieces that we had just lost from the band we had split from. And then we also had to play along with it and play along with it and sing along with it. And this was the first song that we decided to tackle. Are we stupid or what? This is full-on orchestra. This is not something easy. So we worked and worked and worked and worked, and it took us some weeks because we had to do the drums all separately and drums, and the next track we had to put the bass in all separately, and then we put in all the instrumental parts separately, and then one morning we came to our little studio in our little tiny house, and somebody was digging for electrical cables at the end of our street, and our electricity got cut off, and guess what happened? We lost all of our work, and we had to start from scratch. So the lesson to be learned there is if any of you are doing presets, you're recording your own presets, or you're recording yourself, save early, save often, and don't worry about it still being a work in progress, because if you don't, somebody's going to come and cut the electricity, and it's going to erase everything you just did. So it was a good lesson learned, but it was the very first song that we put together in our little duo. So it's a very excellent song. I think I'll just play it first. Am I adding any chords? No. Woohoo! So there's no extra chords being added, but I do have an insert. You guys love the inserts, I know. So what that means is that in the middle of it, I am going to put in a little solo section that's actually in the original, and it's not hard. Some of you are going to say, don't want it, don't need it, and some of you are going to say, ooh, that would be a nice challenge. If you want the interlude, just email me after class, and I will be more than happy to scan it to you and have a good time with it, because it just adds more to the song. All right, I am actually playing this on disco at 100. So David, we're in your element. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You are welcome. Now we're going to start the song with the coda. The coda is on page 271. And we are going to use that as the introduction. And we're going to play it on the top keyboard only. So what you're going to need to know, you are going to need to know how to make the 3-fingered chords so that you can play it on the top keyboard. Now again, if you don't care about doing that, just play the root of the chord. Play them like you do as easy play. It's not going to sound the same, but it's going to sound okay. But you're going to be on the top keyboard. So here's what we're going to start off with. You didn't like it?
I like
Great.
it.
Oh, you like it. Oh,
I
okay.
like it.
Okay. Now, I did go into the presets and I went into the more section and I went into modern. And I found the one that had atmosphere on the top. Now, that might not be the very best sound, but you're looking for something that's going to give you a nice synthesizer sound. Now, the disco all by itself does actually come up with, on rhythm preset 0, a real nice synthesizer sound by itself. But I didn't care for this one when I got to the bottom keyboard. That was just too much stuff. But this one does work. So if you wanted to set up some presets and go back and forth or change some of your top and bottom, that would work too. This is actually nice for the interlude, actually. So that sound works pretty well for that. Whoops, we're rolling
What
here.
tempo were you playing that at?
I am at 100. I am not going any faster than that. Now, if you wanted to go a little faster, you could, but it doesn't really go that fast. If you have Queen of Dancing Vintage 4, Vintage Preset 4 is very nice on that as well. If you have Fanfares and Journeys, your symphonic category preset is very nice if you use numbers 4 and or number 7. Those are fabulous sounds to work with that. But on this one, I went into the more and I went into the modern and found some really nice synthesized sounds. Because you got to remember when this came out. This came out in '87, so yeah, we were seriously using synthesizers in most of the pop songs of that time. Okay, so the interlude is almost exactly like how we started the song, isn't it? It just gave that romantic
Dawn, you said you started the intro on page 271 at the coda,
correct, absolutely correct.
and then did you play that all the way down to the repeat and fade dots?
I played it all the way, and I owe it all to you. And I don't think I played the C and the D because you can, but when you get ready to go to the beginning, what chord are you going to start on? Hint, it's not B flat. You want to start before you start the song, after you get done with that coda, you want to put a C chord at the beginning of your song. So put a C in
really?
Put a C chord in a box.
Instead of a B flat?
The B flat is just the first chord the song is on. It's not the key that the song is written in.
So you put the C instead of the B flat?
No, before. You put the C, yeah, let me.
Oh, where it says no chord.
Yep,
Right.
actually even before that. I put the
Okay.
C before that, just so I know, and I'm going to run at least an entire measure. Can you see where I
Okay.
put the C here? I put it all the way here because I want to
Oh.
run at least an entire measure before I start with beat.
So you're going to hold that C chord and then do a
beat
no
four,
chord?
yeah, beat 4, you're going to come in instead of the no chord.
Okay.
Okay?
All
So
right.
let me see if I can demonstrate that a little bit here for you. All right, the coda, and I'm just going to play half of the coda. I'm on the last line of the coda, and I owe it all to you. And I actually played a C note and a C chord at the same time going into the body of the song. Now, there's no introduction. I do not have an introduction here. I just played the introduction. So
Okay.
you're turning your introduction, keep that off. Now you play that C chord, and whenever you're ready, you could do some effects, you could do a drum solo, whatever you want. Just make sure now you come in on beat 4. Okay, what was I doing with those pops? Did those sound pretty good? All
Yeah.
right. All I'm doing when I put those pops in is I am playing a full fingered C chord all the way to the right of the keyboard. So you're just playing C, E, and G and just pop on it.
Ah,
Okay, that's all I'm doing. And I'm doing it in several places. We saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy. Another time, pop. And I think I'm doing it at the beginning of the measure where the half rest is sitting on the line. That's where you want to put that pop in and just pop.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere where you had a C chord, you just put that
Pretty
in.
much, yep. But you wait until that next measure where that rest is, and on the first beat of the measure, just pop it in. So the next time I play it, you're going to want to listen for where those pops are. Now, did anybody notice that when I went back to the silly sign, I didn't go back to the silly sign, did I?
No.
I went back one more. I felt like I should go back to, so cross out your silly sign at the top of page 269.
And put it where?
add the silly sign. Add the silly sign on the first page, 1, 2, 3, fourth line, the beginning of the third measure. Now with passion in our eyes. Now
beginning of
Advise.
a third measure or the second measure?
the beginning of the third measure.
Okay.
Because for the silly sign, to go back to the silly sign, your pickup notes are already there on this page. So you're going to go back to, your pickup notes are here. And then you're coming back to the silly sign. Now you also saw me play with 2 fingers, didn't you? Ah, that's what makes this kind of tricky. Now guess what? If you don't want to play 2 fingers, don't. But I highly recommend that you write in these extra notes that I'm going to give you, because if you put it on a duet, those are the notes you're going to want to play, are the upper notes that I'm writing in. And here's what's going to happen if you don't do that. If you just put it on duet and play the lower notes, it's going to sound like this. And it actually, you need that upper note in there. So if you have it on duet, you can just play the upper note that I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? Now, if you're adventurous and you would like to do the double notes, it's a good finger exercise because you got to do a little switch up in the middle. All right, so let's do those extra notes. Since we're talking about them, let's put them in.
Okay.
Fourth line of the first page in the fourth beat of the second measure. Now with. Over the G. Everybody know where we are right now?
Yep.
Okay. Over the G, put a B flat, butterfly flat over the G, and that's going to be on the middle line. We're just going to be playing in thirds, so everything is going to be right close to each other. Over the A, put a C, chicken, in the space just above the A. Over the B flat for passion, put a D, dinosaur, on the line just over the B flat. Over the A, put a C just over the A. Over the B flat, go back to a D dinosaur in the first line over the B flat. Over the A, put a C in the space just above the A. Over the B flat, a D dinosaur. Over the A, C, chicken. And over the G, B flat on the third line. Okay, it's kind of easy to write them in. There's no. Over the G, B flat, butterfly flat, third line. Over the A, put a C on the third space. It's just above the note that is already written there. Let's go to line 5. Over the B flat, put a D. Over the A, put a C, chicken. Over the B flat, put a D dinosaur.
Mm.
Over the A, put a C chicken. Over the B flat, put a D dinosaur. Over the A, put a C chicken. Over the G, put a B flat, flat butterfly. Over this G, put another B flat. Over the F, put an A. And over the G, put a B flat. One more on this page. Over the E, put a G. Now we're going to do that for the next 2 lines on the second page.
Okay.
Over the G, B flat. Over the A, C. It's pretty easy. You're just writing, if it's on a space, you're going to be in the next space above it. If you're on a line, it's the next line above it. Over the A, C. Take each other's hand. Over the B flat, D, dinosaur. Over the A, C. Over the B flat, D. Over the A, C. Over the B flat, D. Over the A, C. Over the G, B flat. Over the B flat, over the G, B flat again, and over the A, C. Are you seeing a pattern here? You
Yep.
should. Yeah. Yep. Next line, seem to understand the urgency. Over the B flat, D, dinosaur. Over the A, C. Over the B flat, D. Over the A, C. Over the B flat, D. Over the B flat, D. Over the B flat, D. Over the D, F on the top line. And over the C, E, elephant. And that's it. That's it for your double lines. And again, if you have your duet on, all you have to play are those notes that you just wrote in, because the duet is going to pull out a note from underneath it.
Right.
Is it going to be exact? No, but it's going to sound really cool. It's going to sound fine. So if you want to make it easy on yourself, that's what I would do, is just put the duet on and go ahead and play the notes that we just wrote in. And then for just remember, you're the one thing, you're going to go to your lower keyboard. So make sure you have a sound for you're the one thing. And I can't get enough of can go either way. It can go back to the top keyboard or it can stay on the lower keyboard. Just depends on what you wish. Then so I'll tell you something, go back to the lower keyboard, and when you get to the last line, you want to make sure you have the duet button on and play what's
Whoa,
written.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Could you repeat that? You said on the third line, you said at the E flat, there you can go to the upper or lower there.
Yeah,
And
you could go to either the upper or the lower. I can't get enough of
And then-
either singer. Either
and
singer.
then after that, then what?
Then you go to the lower keyboard. So I'll tell you something. Put an L.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then when you get to the last line, put an add duet. You want to make sure that you have the duet because now they're both singing together. This could be
Oh.
love. And there, don't write in extra notes. Just play what's here. And it's going to sound
So
absolutely
where do
fine.
you put the duet on there? Is that it?
Right
the
before
C-
the last line.
Oh, okay,
Right before you play the last line.
okay.
All right. Let's go to the next.
To shut the duet off if you're playing those chords when you go to the
You
low.
can't. Sometimes I forget to turn it off. It sounds actually okay, even if I've got the duet on. Sometimes I'll still play my 2 fingers together. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, you should kind of start with no duet at all, unless of course you're cheating. If you're cheating, go ahead and turn it on, and it's not that big of a deal. You'll hear how it sounds. Let your ear be the final choice. Yeah.
Can you repeat the tempo and what rhythm you're on?
Ken, it's disco at 100. Disco at 100.
Thank you.
Or Queen of Dancing. Okay, so the first time you play, now let's go to page 270. Just keep it on the duet. until you get to line 4. At the beginning of line 4, take your duet off. You want that just to be one singer again. Or you could go to your bottom keyboard, but I like it up on the top because then I can go do my pops, because we're doing that again. Once you get to the C chord, you're going to do your little pop at the beginning of the next line. You're going to do it again. Be afraid to lose control. Now, we are on page 271, second line, last measure. You have the 2 pickup notes. Right before it says DSL coda, do you see that?
Yep.
Over the G, put a B flat, butterfly flat, and over the A, put a C. Those are your pickup notes. That's why the silly sign has to go back to right where that B flat chord is on page 268. So make a silly looking price tag. You can copy it from what it looks like up here with dots. And you're gonna take it from here and you're gonna put it down to here. Actually, it just sounds better. This just was too short. I think it's a typo, to tell you the truth.
So then you're going back to page 1 on the 4th line.
Correct.
Where all the
Okay.
duet starts.
Yep, where all those double notes start. Exactly correct. Now,
Let's see.
you're going to play all of page 269. And we're on the second time now. Oh, we get to page 270. And what do you see in line 3? It says to coda. So you're going
Yeah.
to cross that out and
Oh.
put interlude, then to coda. Interlude, then.
Got a lot of codas in this bitch.
What?
What'd she say?
Oh, Inez, you're so funny.
I'm supposed to be the goof up.
Actually, there's always, in a song, you're always going to have only 2 coda symbols. And remember, they always send you forward. So
Right.
you're going to have a 2 coda, and you're going to have a coda. And that's always the last thing you do. But what I'm telling you is before you do the coda, you're going to do this. The piece of paper that I give you. Or not.
Oh.
If you don't
Oh.
want it, don't worry about it.
So is that your interlude you're giving us?
Yep, I'm going to give you the interlude if you want. That's
Oh,
the
we
part
did-
that does this.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. Okay.
yeah.
And it's done almost completely on the top keyboard.
Mhm.
Almost completely done on the top keyboard. Okay? And then when you get to the bottom, it will go back to playing your chords on the bottom. And I owe it all to you, and then you're going back into the coda, kind of like how you went right into the beginning of the song. You're going to be on a C chord, and then you go into the coda. And the coda,
Okay.
you can just repeat and fade.
Mhm.
Right.
Now you've got the repeat dots, and they're facing each other. That's just those 3 lines. You just go back and forth and repeat those 3 lines until you fade out. There are no changes in chords. The chords are as they are. That's the good news about the song.
That's very good news. I mean, there's enough going on.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
That's okay. It's
But you
what's-
got to remember, everything that I give you is 100% optional. You don't
you-
need
We gotta
it.
do it. Gotta do it.
But it is kind of fun when you have it in. All right, let's do some fingering.
Okay, when you gonna give us the interlude? When we're,
I will give you the interlude after you email me.
Right.
Email me
Oh.
after class and just tell me,
Oh.
tell me I want the interlude, and it's pretty self-explanatory, except it's all on the upper keyboard except for the last line. And you'll see exactly where it is. Okay?
are you gonna take a picture of it? Is that what you do?
No, I'll scan it to you.
Scan it.
I'll just scan it to you.
Okay,
Yep.
That's
okay.
it.
All right. So let's do some fingering. G1, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1, G1, A2. Those three fingers are going to get a workout. Let's go to the second line. B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1. Ah, F2, circle it. You got to do a crossover. G3, E1, check mark. You're going to lift your hand. The end of line 2 is G1, G1, A2. Third line, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1, G1, A2. The next measure, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, C4, D5. The next line, put an arrow on the C. That just means it's going to be unconventional fingering. And the C is a 3, D4, E5. All right, now for your other fingers, let's just do, I'm going to do the rest of the third line. I'm going to give you the fingers for the bottom notes. Write the notes on right underneath the bottom notes. G1, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1, G1, A2. Let's go back over the notes that we wrote. Now write, and I write pretty small so that it doesn't interfere with all these other extra things. Now you want to write in the fingers that you're going to use for the notes that we wrote in. B flat 3, C4, D5, C4, D5, C4, D5, C4, B flat 3, B flat 3, C4. All right, so now if you follow, you're going to play a 1 and a 3, then a 2 and a 4, then a 3 and a 5, okay, that's a pretty good finger exercise. And it's pretty it's pretty easy. And again, if you don't want to do that, play the top line and put your duet on. Let's go to line 5. The bottom notes right underneath your notes. B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2. B flat 3, A2, G1. The next G, make it a 2. So you're going to have to put a little arrow there. F1, G2, E1, because you're going to have to do a little switch up in the middle or it's not going to work. Let's go back to line 5. Now let's do the notes that are on the top. D5, C4, D5, C4. D5, C4, B flat 3. The next B flat is a 4, A3, B flat 4, G3. And when you play it, just do it slowly. You're going to have to just take a little hop. That's the hardest part of the song right there. Okay. Now, I did not do any fingering for the first 2 lines of the next page. It's pretty much up to you to just copy what you did here.
Right.
It's going to be very, very similar. It's a little different at the end, but you're going to have to take a little hop there too. So you figure out what's going to work for you. It's usually 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 3 and 5 together. Okay, so I'll let you put all those in. Let's go to second page, line 2, end of the line. Just remember. E5,
Hold. I gotta find.
D4,
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
C3, A1. Now let's go to the third line. A2, D5, C4, A2. B flat 3, B flat 3, B flat 3, A2. Fourth line, G1, G1, A2, 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 D5, C4, A2. Last line on that page, B1, B1, E4, D3, C2, D3, and C2. Let's turn the page. It goes fast, you guys. This song goes fast. A2, 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 D3, E4, F5, E4, D3, G1, G1, F5, F5, E4, D3, C2, D3, C2, G1, D3, C2, D3, E4, third line F5, E4, D3. Low G1, high Fs are all fives, E4, D3, C2. Now let's go to the next line. G1, A2, pretty much the same as the beginning of the song. B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1, A2. Last line, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1. F2 with the circle, you're crossing it over. G3 and E1. Let's go to the top of the last page. G1, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, G1, A2. Let's go to the second line. Same thing. B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, A2, B flat 3, C4, D5. Put an arrow on this next C. Make it a 3, because if you don't, you're going to run out of fingers.
Mhm.
C3, D4, E5. Then you have your double notes again, and it's G1, A2, and it's B flat 3, C4. It's always 1 and 3, 2 and 4 for the most part, and 3 and 5. All right, let's go to the coda. C2, 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 C2,
Oh, two. Okay.
D3, E4,
Mm.
F5, E4, D3, G1, G1. Next line, F5, F5, E4, D3, C2, D3, C2, G1, D3, C2, D3, E4, and the last line, we're there, F5, E4, D3, G1, G1, the Fs are all fives, E4, D3, C2, D3, and then go back, you're going to go back and just repeat those 3 lines. Questions?
I think we got that right.
Yes, Dawn, I have a question.
Okay, Mr. Ramon, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too.
On page 270,
Uh-huh.
what are the notes you have there?
What do you mean?
I got, are they CCC?
Uh-huh. Yes?
How come I missed that?
Oh,
I missed a finger on that because I thought you said something A.
Yeah, she did say A.
did
heard-
I? Oh, boy.
Okay.
There it
I
is.
said, oh, wait a minute, where am I?
I did that probably because I saw an A minor chord. And
Yeah. Oh, I get
Okay.
it. You said that C
You're
was a
supposed to
two.
stop me and call me out on that right away.
What was that?
No, nobody stopped you, so I thought that
Nobody
maybe
stopped
I was
me?
wrong.
Oh
No,
my.
what line was that?
You guys are losing. You're losing it, you guys.
No, I knew what you meant.
C2, C2, C2,
Right.
D3, E4, okay?
What line was that, Dawn?
That's the top of page 270. Obviously, I said something different.
Yeah, it's like you threw me for a loop there. So,
Oh,
goodness.
well, it kept you on your toes.
All right.
All right,
guess
thanks for
I'm not losing my
calling me out,
mind.
but you're supposed to call me out sooner than that. You know that. All right, let's play this whole
You were
thing.
on a roll.
We start with the coda. Oh, got caught up in my microphone. Here's the insert. And we're going to hit the stop button, and then you're going to play everything on the upper keyboard. Yeah.
That's pretty. Oh,
John, where did you put that? Is the insert the interlude? Is that the
Yes,
same thing?
the insert, interlude, same thing. It's
Okay.
same thing.
And that
Yep.
is at that coda that you took out.
Well, yes, it's right there. It's first where it says to coda the second time. That's where
Right.
you're going to throw in the interlude.
Okay.
You're
All
gonna just
right.
throw
And
go directly to the interlude. Then when you get to the bottom of the interlude, I actually have another little to coda sign on the bottom of that, so you'll know exactly. And then you just go back to this coda. See?
okay. And the pops that you put on there, what were the notes for the pops?
It's a full fingered C chord, C, E, G.
Okay.
that's what I thought.
C, E, G. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now, if you need to know what the full fingered chords are for C, A minor, and B flat,
I
so
know
that you
it
can
there.
play on the upper keyboard, it's C, E, G.
Yeah.
A minor is A, C, E in any order. You can just move one finger. B flat is B flat, D, F in any order. And usually what you want to do is just move like one finger, one or two fingers to make it nice and smooth.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're going to need that for not only the coda, but the interlude actually has basically the same notes in it. It just has those extra ba-da-da, 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 which is actually kind of a fun part to play. And if you only want to do those with one hand instead of two, that's fine too. But you want to make it a challenge, play that play the second line on my interlude with two hands.
Oh, yeah.
So the interlude is all on the top keyboard. Okay.
Yes, except for the last measure before you go back into the coda.
Okay. What do you do
That's it.
there?
On,
That's it.
on the
Yep.
interlude, did you write in the left-hand notes or just the right-hand notes?
I have the chords there.
Mhm.
See what I
Oh,
did?
so we have, I didn't write down what the chords were, so we'll figure it out though.
Yeah.
And then when you put the interlude in, at the coda sign, it stops before the C. Did you go on to do the C before the interlude, or did you stop at the D?
I put the C in here, so I stopped right at the to coda because you're going to play 3 long notes in a row. You're going to play a C with a C chord, which is what's here on your page. Then
Right.
you're going to play an A minor with a C note, and then you're going to play a B flat, and then you're going to do stop. So you're going to reach up and hit the stop sign. So you have no background going on, and then you're going to play completely on the upper keyboard those da 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 da, and then you're going to play da, I've had the time of my life, and you're going to play your chords on the upper keyboard just like you did for the introduction. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I owe it all to you. And when you get to the I owe it all to you, then you're going to play a C chord, and that'll carry you right into the coda.
Okay.
Don, question. Was that, if you put on country harmony, don't you get the upper note?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You're going to get an upper note, but it may not be the right one. I think I tried country harmony, but the problem is then you have to get that off because that would be the only place you'd use it.
Yeah,
And you don't want it throughout the rest of the song.
all right.
Okay? So by playing the duet, if you keep it on duet, it's going to be okay. But you just have to play then the upper note that I wrote in. If you go to country harmony, it'll put in an upper note, but the problem is then you got to get that country harmony off when you go to the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just have to do that with by programming it.
Yeah, you could do that too if you wanted to. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Any questions? Any more questions?
When you put the pops in,
Yep.
you had it the first page on line 2. Let's see, that would be second and this end of the second measure.
Nope.
Then
Beginning of the third measure.
Third.
Okay.
Beat
Yeah.
one of the third measure, right where that half rest is sitting on that line. That's where you
Okay.
want to just put that pop in on beat 1. Pop.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, and then the next one
Same
that
thing.
I had is
Where you have a C chord. Yep. Line 4, at the beginning of the second measure. Pop. Basically
then-
wherever it sounds right. And it's usually when you
Oh,
chord.
oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, so the pop, it was where on page 2, did you say?
On page 2,
I had it on the, at the C chord after on the 5th line, no?
on the 5th line, on page 2,
No.
no.
Okay, where'd you put it on page 2?
Nope, page 2. Second line.
Oh, I see
Now,
where
you
you,
can or you don't have to. That's a place that's optional, you know, because you're going into another section of the song. So you can put it in there on the last measure of line 2 if you want, beat 1, or not. You can go right into the next section of the song.
okay.
And that's called your creative, you know, that's your creative license that you get to do whatever you want with your song, right?
Okay, and then on page 3,
Uh-huh.
on page 271, there you put it at the end of the second line.
On page 4, which is 271, yes. End of the second line, that the last measure right before you start your, right before you go back to the silly sign.
Right, okay. I
Yep.
got it.
Just pop them in there.
Okay,
Pretty cool song, huh?
okay, got it.
Yes, it is.
It's a pretty, I want that interlude because that really,
Yeah, just send me an email. I'll be happy to scan it to you. Now, this was actually recorded. We never did this part. It was recorded in 1987 by Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes, and it was used as the theme song for the 1987 film Dirty Dancing. It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song, the Golden Globe for Best Original Song, and the Grammy Award for the Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals. Singer-songwriter Frankie, what's his name? Previte? I can't read my own writing. He was the lead singer of the band Frankie and the Knockouts.
Pre-bite.
Previte, the guy who wrote the song, yeah. Frankie and the Knockouts was his band, and he had success with the song Sweetheart in '81, but by 1986, he did not have a major recording contract. So late in '86, he had hurt the head of Millennium Records, I can't read my own writing. The head of Millennium Records asked Previte to write a song for some little movie out there called Dirty Dancing. Well, originally he said no, but eventually he ended up writing several songs for the film, including Hungry Eyes, which also became a top 10 hit by Eric Carmen. The song was originally intended for Donna Summer, and she said no
Huh.
oh,
because she did not like the title of the movie.
Huh.
Interesting.
Dawn, your email is 5028.
Correct. 508 at FletcherMusic.com. Yep, just send me an
Okay.
email. I'm more than happy to scan you this. Next week, we will be doing Tonight from West Side Story. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
What's
All
that?
right, now you guys, I have to get ready for a concert.
Okay.
Just one question for you, Dawn.
Yeah.
When you do a hard reset, it's E, F, G, B, C.
No, E, F, A, B, C.
Yeah, maybe.
You're skipping the wrong note.
Skip the G.
Skip the G, correct. E, F, A, B, C.
E, F, A, B. Got it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anybody else have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Oh, should we send you
Thank
this
you.
email now or later?
Doesn't matter. I probably won't be able to get to it. I'm sure I'm going to have to end up doing a
Okay.
sound check between now and then. And
So
there's
could
two
we do it
songs-
later this afternoon?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, after
Okay.
the concert.
Okay.
I will do all your scanning.
Yeah, yeah.
Several
okay.
of you have
Fine.
asked me for other songs, and I will scan those this afternoon as well. Okay?
Fine.
Great.
We look
Fine.
forward to the 1 o'clock.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.
The song today,
Uh-huh.
I couldn't get into your lesson until
Got in
11:30.
late. Yeah, I know. You came in late.
Well, it's because I tried to get in, but
You have to go to the website and go to
would-
Zoom.
just wouldn't let me in. And then finally I ended up trying 3 times and then I went in to the website.
Yeah, you have to go in through the website.
I
Go to the
went into
website and then go to
I
Zoom.
got in.
Uh-huh, yep. Yeah, because I
No.
admitted you as soon as I saw your name.
Yeah, now, is it going to be the same thing at 1 o'clock today?
No, now you should have had an email earlier this week that said, and it had both Jerome and myself. And it said product choice concerts. And it was a picture of Jerome and a picture of me, I guess. And I didn't download the picture, so I didn't see what they looked like. And then it says, click here for a concert.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I got that or not, but
Everybody should have gotten one of those. If
I
not,
got,
go to the website and go to classes and events. Or it might be on the homepage too.
Right.
I haven't
Okay.
checked the website yet this morning.
all right.
Okay,
I
see you
don't know
then.
why, I don't know
Okay.
why it wouldn't let me in.
I don't know what
This-
you did either. Nope.
No, I tried to do it 3 times and I
Yeah.
couldn't, it went in and it just said, wait.
Oh, okay.
And the circles kept circling
Yeah.
like nothing was going on.
Are you sure you clicked the right one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. In fact, you got 2 places you can click. I clicked
Okay.
one and it didn't work. When I clicked the other one, it didn't work.
Okay.
Went back and clicked the other one again.
Okay.
Then finally I gave up and I said, okay, I'm just gonna, and then I had to go in to Fletcher'sMusic.com.
Yep. Yeah.
And then I had to go in and try and find your store.
Locations. Yes, you have to go to
Yeah,
locations.
before I could go actually in and get the right one.
Mhm.
Then you brought me in right away. So
Yep.
you weren't even getting the signal before.
Nope, I wasn't. So you must have
Yeah,
been in the
even though
wrong
it
link.
showed like the signal was being sent, but you weren't getting it.
Okay.
You,
Concerts at 1 o'clock today, Dawn?
Concerts at 1 o'clock today. Yes. Yeah.
We have to
Yeah,
get, we
it's
have to
name
get
that-
ready.
Name that tune, so it's going to be more fun than it's going to be a fabulous concert. It's going to be more fun. I'm going to do 15 songs. Or
15
parts,
songs.
15 songs of all different genres. And yeah, it's Name That Tune. You know how we do Name That Tune. And we'll do 5 songs in a row. And then we'll go over the answers. And you also get double points if you can figure out the theme, the connecting theme. And what I think I'm going to have you do is the people that pretty much had a nice list and you had a lot right, scan me the list. And we'll make sure that at least we announce who the winner is or winners of it. And since we can't give out fabulous gifts like we do here at the store, at least we can announce on the next class or the next concert who was the winner.
you're a very patient girl, Dawn.
Oh, I love teaching. I do.
Thank you for all your help.
You guys
You-
are awesome.
You'd have to. You'd have to love it.
Oh, yes.
You're awesome at what you do.
Well, thank you. Sometimes you just have to. I'm 61 years old, and it took me this long to find the niche of what I actually like to do. Of course, it's been music my whole life. So, you guys are the bestest, and I love you. And I'll see you at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Love you. See you later.
Thank you.
Hey,
Bye.
bye.